So in today's class, we will see a new data structure, which is a string, which is the most used data structure we will see. Like everywhere we will go, we just found all the information which is in text format. That's why strings are very important. Strings are immutable in Python. As like in previous class, I told the concept of mutability and immutability. So again, I'm telling you. Okay, so suppose this is a variable and this is a string. Now this variable is initialized. So inside the memory, if you will see, this is a function in Python, id function, which you can use to check what is the id of this variable inside the memory. So this is at this id, this variable is reference. But if you want to modify this variable, if you want to modify this string, you can do something like s inside s, hi, I'm here is written, and you want to add something else, you can do addition on strings. We will see. Suppose you want to add I am here at I'm here at home. You can say I'm here at Subway. Now if you will again try to print s, you will see the s is not modified. S is there, the reference, the id of s is also same, because s is it's a string, so the string is immutable. Once you initialize, you can't change it. But here I want to change it. So if you want to change it, you have to initialize it to another variable. Suppose another variable name is also a string. So print new s, and then here I'm printing old s. You will see old variable s is at this reference, this at this location inside the memory. New variable s, which is this one, is at this location inside the memory, and here I am printing the s, which means this new reference is changed. I am here. But if you will see, the previous is not modified. Previous is there. So previous variable s is there. It's a new variable. So this means every time you do some change, every time if you want to add something, s equal to s plus. Now this s is reference to the latest one. If you want to see print s, so you can see this variable s is there. This is the new variable s is initialized. Again, this is a new variable s is initialized, but only here I am accessing the previous s, not this one. I'm just accessing the recently modified variable s. So this means strings are immutable. Once initialized, you can't change them. If you want to change them, every time you have to create a new variable or new reference inside the memory. So strings in Python can be defined by, as you can see, can be defined by these two quotes, double quotes or single quotes as well. So here I am defining the string. You can also define this string in single quotes. And in Python, you can use this type function to check what data type this variable is. And I told you in Python, whenever you will access this, anything in this curly, in this bracket notation, in circular bracket notation, you will see this is a function. And when we will do function classes, we will get to know why this is called a function. Anything you will access with this kind of variable is a function. This kind of syntax is a function. So here, when I'm trying that type function to check what data type this variable is, I'm getting a string. So how these classes will look like? First, we will learn the whole Python, because when you work as a data engineer, I mean, on company it depends, like whether they use Scala, whether they use Python, but most of the companies, they generally use Python. Some specific companies use Scala, and not just like Python. I mean, if you will work on a data pipeline, there may be several other programming languages includes, suppose if I say one of my colleagues writes API in Java, and I have to call API in Python, so it's fine. In the same way, here what we will learn, we will see all the basic and to advanced functions and methods what we can use in Python, because as a data engineer, when I work, we generally have to use these functions and methods. And then after that, when we have a good grasp on Python, we will see the other classes, because future classes will be based around Python wrappers, Python APIs. So if I say there's something called pandas, NumPy, the same is like PySpark, Apache Spark. So this Apache Spark originally, but this PySpark as well, which is bundled with Python API. So PySpark is built on the base. The base is Spark, but it's built on the top of Python API. That's why learning programming language Python at very conceptual level is really important. So you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, assignments on a string. As I told you, strings can be initialized by the double quotes and single quotes. This is you just assigned a string. This is an empty string, but this is the string you assigned. So you said NVIDIA, and this is the variable create a string. This is normally how you can assign a string, and this is multi-line string you can assign with the help of these three codes. You can assign a multi-line string, and when you will print the print function, as we saw how print functions work in previous class as well, and you can pass as many as argument to this print function. So here, if you will see, when I'm trying to print this variable, it is giving me whatever is written in multi-line, and formatting as well, it is in the same format. So let's come to this. Here we will see. Okay, modifications on strings. Okay. So as you know, there's a function in Python, length function, which give you the length of the which give you length of any variable to which what kind of data type is appended in front of it. So suppose this is a string, but if this would be a array, so it would have given me the length of the list. I may use length or array term interchange, but the thing is, these two things are same. Array is same, and this list are same. I mean, when I reference in Python, but technically list and array are separate things in Python. So if I show you quickly, this print function, this length function give me the length of the variable. So now the list is assigned in front of it, so it is giving the length of the list because there's only one item in the list. But if I'm assigning a string, so this length function will give me the length of the string. if you will say it is giving me 10, this means there are 10 characters and 9 indexes. Why 9 indexes? Because indexes start from 0. That's why there are 9 indexes, because the count of indexes in computer start from 0. And in the same way, we will see how this for loop work, how this while loop work in detail. But just for your reference, I'm showing you. This is the way how we can write for loop, which means for each character in this string A, go at each character, print it. And in previous classes, I've explained what this AND operator work, what this AND argument work, how this can be used. So if you will see, the for loop is printing, going at each character and printing it. Let me remove this. Now you can see the for loop is going at each character and printing each character at every step, which means how this for loop is working. The way you should read it, for each character in A, which means for each character in this string, first ch will point at I, it will print I. Then for loop is auto incremental, it will automatically increment, then it will come to this space, and it will print space. Then the ch variable is come at A, then we will print ch again. So ch is just acting like a variable which is incrementing at each step. Initially ch is at 0th index, which is I, and at last ch is at 9th index, which is t. And every step it is incrementing automatically, and we are moving forward. In the same way, with while loop, there is no auto incrementation. While loop can increment by 1 step, 2 step, whatever, just depending on the condition, how you designed your while loop. So I'm saying start from 0. In while loop, you have to tell them from where you have to start. So I'm saying I value is 0 and length of the A is equal to 10. While 10 is less than 0, this while loop is like this while loop, while length of A is less than I, which means while 10 is less than 0. So while loop, the program counter enter in while loop only if the condition is true. This means this is nothing, it's just a Boolean condition. Whenever you write while loop, just check your Boolean condition. And on the basis of this Boolean condition, you have to terminate this Boolean condition somewhere inside the while loop. If you will not do it, it will run forever, because this means while true. While true means forever. When a server start, server also start like this. The syntax for starting server is, when the connection is made, when the credentials are okay, server says while true. That's all. This is how the server start. While true, while the connection is there, just do something. So how this while loop is working on this A, I'm saying while length of this variable A or this string, while length of this string is less than 0, is greater than 0, just go. I mean, this is the way we can access the items in a string with the bracket notation. And this A is initializing to string. Suppose A, I am saying inside A, I am Groot is written, and this bracket notation will access indexes. So here I'm saying A of I. Initially I is equal to 0. So I'm saying whatever is present in this variable A at 0th position, give me that thing, which is I. So it will give me the capital I, and keep doing it while length of the string is greater than 0. But here what I'm doing, here I am incrementing I. Here I am incrementing I as well. This means this variable I am incrementing, or you can technically say, you can also decrease the, wait, I'm showing, let me show you. One. I hope this will not go in. infinite loop. Print a, oh sorry. So here, if you will see, it is printing the each character in the same way for loop was working, but the difference is here is the terminating condition. At every step, length of the string is 10, it's fixed. But I is initially 0. Here I am incrementing I. Again, when it's going outside the for loop, it's again checking whether my 10 is less than 0. Okay. Now I have increased to 1, whether my 10 is less than 1. Here true. 10 is less than 2, true. And then it come to 10 is less than equal to 10, which is false. Because we don't, sorry, 10 is greater than equal to 10 because we don't know 10 is greater than 10 or not. But 10 is equal to 10, definitely. But we haven't written any equal condition. That's why the loop is this value, this evaluation become false, and our program will exit from while loop. So fundamentally, here in while loop, you just check the Boolean condition, and with while loop, you have to be very careful because they run so fast. If I show you the working of while loop, here I am saying I equal to 0 while true. While true means whatever the condition is true, just enter inside the while loop. Print I is a variable, and then incremental I by 1 every time you print I. Now you will see how fast the while loop works. Look, I just clicked on this and it has already printed so many numbers. I mean, you will see 30,000, 37,000, 40,000, 40K, 50K numbers are just printed in a single click. That's why you have to be very careful with the while loop because it will eat up your memory if you will not put the terminating condition. Let me close this. Oh, too many numbers. Here you will see, okay. So in while loop, you have to just keep two things in mind, the terminating condition and what is the condition from which your program will enter inside the while loop. And let's see the Boolean operator as well. So and or not, NAND, XOR and NOR, these all are the Boolean operators which you have learned in the mathematics. And this is the way you can there are two ways to define the Boolean operator. This not by writing it in alphabets, not or and, or by the characters, this and, this pipe, this symbol which is represent or, and this symbol which represent not. So here I am saying expensive is not in this string, which means this word expensive, but this is EXPEN, but this is EXPAN. It is going at each level and then searching whether expensive is there. Okay, no. Again, starting from E, whether expensive is there, no. Starting from S, whether expensive is there, not. So it will go inside each window, and then window of length of this. Suppose this length is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will go at 8 length window and then check whether expensive is there. Again, it will go at 8 length window, again check. So it will not found the expensive because I have seen not in. So this means expensive is not in this. So evaluate something. You will see it is giving me true. The word expensive is not in this string, which is true. So this is the way how a Boolean operator work. You can say and, not, or in, not in. This in, the keyword in is used to check whether that thing is present inside other thing. And let's come to this string slicing. Just keep these all concepts in mind because when we will solve questions, these all concepts will come at one. when we see solve some lead code questions to give you the context behind whatever we learned. So you will see we whatever we have learned, we will use the same syntax, just from it will be just change, or it will the usage will change on the basis of the type of question. Here it is a string slicing, which means as I told you in earlier classes, how this for loop for loop work. You can see the recordings. So string slicing work on the same thing. There's something start. There's a start index, and there's some end index. Start and end index. So if I will say there is a string hello world, and if you will try to print the length of this string, print b, print length of this string. The length of the string is 11, and when you try to print when you try to slice the string, so this b represent, this is string. Let me name it as string, it will make more clarity. String string. And do watch the previous lectures as well. Look, so here if you will see, the string is a variable. Inside the string variable, a string hello world is assigned to it, and then by these colon, these colon, and using this bracket notation, you can access the particular slice. That's why it's called slicing of string. If you will just put 0, you will get h. If you will just put 0, you will only get h. H means which represent the first character of this string. And if you will say what is giving error again and again? Oh, sorry. Okay. So here you will see when I'm trying to access the slice of the string from the 0th index till the 4th index, because it is like it work like start, which is equal to 0, then end, which is equal to 5 minus 1. So it is always less than 1. This slicing values are always less than 1, which means include 0 but exclude 5 if I give a mathematical notation. So that's why when I am just printing the 0 using this bracket notation, it is giving me first value, which is h. But when I'm trying to print from 0 to 5, give me the value which is slicing. When we solve programming questions, we use slicing. When we work on some data engineering pipeline, suppose there is a specific, there is a email ID, okay, there's a customer email ID you are getting, and you want to separate out the last name and the first name. Assume the customer ID is in format first name dot last name @ something.com. Then you can use the string slicing there to easily separate out the first name, and then you can continue your pipeline. So this is where you can use the string slicing. This is how the way pipelines are designed. And again, I'm repeating, pipeline is not something like it's a new thing. It's just code. It's just a code, whether Python code, whether Python plus a MySQL code, migrating data from some other places, getting data, storing data. This is what pipeline is, which is again all coding. Now come to this part. If you will see the first indexing, here you will see when you count from starting, the indexing start from 0, but when you count from end, in Python the indexing start from the -1. So this 0 represent hello, sorry, this 0 represent h, this 10 represent d, but this -1 represent to d, and this -11 represent to h. So this is the way you can count indexes from starting from the first character or the starting from the last character. And here again in this example, you will see when I'm trying to access, just give me the length of the string from 0 to -5, which is start and -1, which means okay, tell me what you will get. From this statement, what you will get? The indexes are written in front of you. Just tell me what will be the output of this syntax. String 0 to 5. You're saying hello dash w. Yeah, let's see. What happened? Oh, let me comment this. String. It is just giving me hello and dash. Why not w? Because if you will count, if you will start counting, so I'm start here. I'm saying start my indexes from 0 and at -5, which means start from here and at -5. So how many characters are before -5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here in the same way, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is exist, which is hello, and then the sixth character dash. And this is the way you are accessing the character from 0 to -5. From start from the starting and end at the n-1 characters. So this is the way it is printing from slice string. Again, yeah, I want to ask you, are you guys understanding every concept? These are the concepts you have to listen carefully, follow carefully. This is not anything I'm teaching theoretically. Yeah, just understand these concepts. If you have any question, how it is working, and I will share this notebook with you guys while after making a copy. So you can make your local copy and just play with it. Because at any point of time we will be solving questions. Then I don't want you guys to just uh, sit and watch the movie. I want you guys to actually solve the question. Okay, so one more thing here, if you will see, it has printed hello and dash, which means the 0th character is H, the first is E, second is L, third, fourth is 0, first, second, third is also L, fourth character is O, and the fifth character is this dash, which means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 characters. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 characters when we are accessing this thing. But in the same way, if I do it 0 to 5, these are again the slicing is again of 6 length. If you will see, it will just give me hello. Why so? Because if I print it, because as I told you, start comma end equal to and -1. So it is saying start from 0 and at -5 -1, which is -6. And here if you will see, the -6 will come at this position. So there are 3, 4, 5 values. There are 5 values which are in front of -6. That's why it is printing from H to dash, from hello to dash. And this is the way how the slicing work. You can have multiple options in slicing, like accessing the last value -1. You just put a string -1, which will give you the last character, as I said. So if you will write a string -1, then it will give you the last character. If I show you, yeah, here you will see string of -1, which is giving me the last character D. This is how the slicing works in strings. In the same way, when you just put this, which means start from nowhere and from nowhere, so it will give you the whole list as output, whole list or whole string as output. In the same way, here I'm saying start from -11, end at -2, so which means start from -11. Yeah, start from here, end at -2, which is start from H and end at L. Okay. So are you guys clear with the thing, whatever I taught? How the slicing and all work? Why use length s? Why not s dot length? As s is an object. Because dot notations means in Python, the dot notation means method. You are creating a class, and inside a class you are accessing the function inside the class, which are called methods in object-oriented programming. But the way it is implemented, some methods are dot methods, but some methods are functions. That's why I'm calling length as a function, not as dot length as a method, because length is defined as a function, not as a method. Then we will see there are so many modifications we can do on strings. There are so many ways you can transform your string, or there are various functions already written by developers which you can use to do some basic string processing. Okay, hold for a second. May I come? Okay, so modifying or like modifications on a string. or you can say access string methods / functions. When we will see the OOPS concept, we will get to know what are methods, what are functions. These both two are same things. Okay. So there are a set of built-in method that you can use on strings to transform or to do string processing. And just keep this in mind, one more concept. All the string method return a new value. This happened to me in an interview as well. I was not paying attention because I knew that all the string methods return a new value. But instead of, we will see, but instead of carrying that new value in a new variable, I'm just trying to do something, and that was wrong. So all string methods return a new value because whenever you modify a string, as I told you earlier, now you can relate the concepts. Strings are immutable, so you can't change the so you can't make the changes in the already assigned variable. Whenever you want to make a changes, you have to create a new variable and assign the change to it. That's why all the string methods return a new value, because they can't change the existing value. That's why they return something. And this return is a keyword from a function. When we receive functions, we will get to know how this return and all things are working. So you can relate the function class with this class as well. So they do not modify an original string because they are immutable data types. How? Let's see. So this is the upper function. What it will do, whenever you assign a string to any variable, it will capitalize all the value. If the value is already capitalized, it's fine. But if the value is in small case, it will capitalize it. Here, how you can see. It is capitalizing Delhi. So it's a word. It's a string. What this is doing, this method is doing. Now here I am accessing method dot. With the help of dot, I am accessing method a dot upper. If you will see a dot upper, here I am trying to access a method, which this upper method, what it will do, whatever present in the string, it will capitalize it. Even if really Delhi has a vibe. So if I say, so if there are spaces as well, it will ignore those spaces and capitalize other things, other characters. So in the same way, let me tell you, ignore this. Okay, this lower. In the same way, there's lower method. What does lower method do? Whatever is present in uppercase or lowercase are there. I guess if you will put some special characters, here you will see it is ignoring the special characters, and it is making all the characters which are capital case to lowercase, which is YMAX. It is making this character into lowercase, and this is the way how it is working. But if I have to show you the look, just keep one more thing in mind. Whatever functions method you use, there is a code behind it, which is written by some developer, because these are the things you use very frequently, very often. So some developers have wrote the code for it. So you just have to use it. You just have to use the function or method. So you don't have to worry about how it is working internally. But as a programmer, you should have the knowledge like how this is working internally. If I am writing this, let me show you the internal working. Here I have here I have wrote the code for how this strip function is internally working. But then let's see how this lower or uppercase is internally working. So it's a bit complex, but I'm just writing it quickly if I can. So what I have to do, suppose this is a programming problem. I have to make a small case alphabet if there is any uppercase alphabet in this whole string. If there is lowercase alphabet already, I have to ignore it. And if there is the special characters, I have to ignore it. But the interviewer will give me problem something like, I have given you a string. They will give the problem something like, I have given you the string. This is a string. Wherever you will find the uppercase character, you just have to make it lowercase. But as a developer, how you can break the problem? You can see, if the character is in lowercase, I don't have to touch it. If there are special characters, I have to ignore it. If there are again spaces or special characters, I have to ignore it completely. I just have to make the characters uppercase. So what you can do, here I'm writing something. Lower method implementation. So I will again go on each character and check for the condition. For each character in this string B, I have to check if character is in uppercase. So how to check the character is in uppercase? And if I will see, I mean, there are many ways you can implement this. What you can do, you can say if character in, or you can write from alphabet A to lowercase alphabet Z to uppercase alphabet Z. This is pseudocode, I'm just saying. If it is this, what you can do, you can make a new character, you can make a new, and then what you can say, whatever this character is, if it is found, make it lowercase a or up to lowercase z, and then append it. And again, you will say if there is character which are in special characters like comma, and then you will say this, you can say question mark, blah, 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 blah. So whatever, if it's there, just ignore it, pass it. You can again say if character, if there is space, white space, tab space, so just ignore it and pass it. This is the pseudocode, this is the logic, but to implement it, it's a different challenge. So what you can do, I mean, the implementation is a bit difficult. Let me tell you in next class, this implementation, because there are some other things which is involved. First, I will teach you those things, then we will see it. Because for that implementation, I have to tell you the for loop. Okay, if we can complete the for loop today, I will implement this. Okay, so let's see this. Let's see this thing. The implementation is already written. I've already written this implementation. I hope you can understand. Okay, so we have seen the upper method, lower methods. In the same way, we also use this very frequently. Suppose you are building a pipeline and you are getting the customer data in the form of string. So customer data in the form of string they are sending you the vendor name. This is vendor name is something like Domino's. Okay, vendor name is Domino's. They are giving you the vendor name, and they are Domino's, McD something, and then again some other vendor name you are getting. But what is happening at each vendor name, when they are giving you, there is some spaces involved. So you want to eliminate those spaces. The spaces are in the front or at the end of the string, like this. So this spaces should not be there. So there is a function for string processing. which is strip. This is a strip method. So here something is written. This is a string, and you want to eliminate all the question mark. If you will use this strip function, here you will see how this strip function work. This strip function go at each character from starting and from ending and eliminate all the question marks or all the characters, whatever you will pass here. So this strip method takes one argument, which is which character you want to strip from starting, from the ending as well. From the in front of the string and from the backward of the string. So if you will see, it will strip all the question marks and give you this. If you will provide the, instead of question mark, you will provide the dash, it will do nothing. The same string is there. In the same way, okay. In the same way, if you will see, this is the method which is called rstrip, which means right strip. What it will do, it will again go at the right side of the string, which is starting from here to here, and then strip all the characters, and it will ignore the left side. If you will print it, this is the way how it is working. Again, there is one more method, lstrip. I mean, it depends where you have to use it. If you know that the data is coming and customer may provide you some empty or special characters in when the at the suffix part of the string, so you can use the rstrip. If you know that the customer can provide the prefix part, so you can eliminate the prefix. You can use the lstrip here. So the important thing is, as a programmer, it's not important, like, I mean, it depends. Sometimes you can't generally go inside the implementation of everything. Like suppose if you're working on a machine using scikit-learn library, you don't have to worry about how the library is implemented, how if you are importing special characters, k-means clustering and all, if you are importing pandas, how that pandas thing is implemented. What you care about? You care about I am getting my result or not. If I'm providing the input, it is giving me the output. That's all what I want. But sometimes I prefer that you should have knowledge how it is working internally. So it will develop, it will give you the more context. So if I say, here I have implemented the rstrip. This rstrip method, I have implemented this. So you will see, okay, this is how you define function. That's why I was not writing code for this lower. It's a bit complex. Okay, here I am defining the rstrip. This is my function name. I am passing argument string and the matching character, which is question mark there. Here I am passing my string, and then here I am passing my string and the matching character, what I want to delete from the starting from the right hand side, because this is I implemented right strip. So here you will see I'm going at each character from starting from the length of the character -1, then -1, this -1. This means I'm iterating from backward side. I'm iterating from here, then here, then here, then here, then here, up to the first element of the string. Length of the s -1. Suppose the string length is 20. Here I'm saying start from the 20, start end at -1, and then I told you end at -1, and then just step by one character. We'll start from here -20, -19, -18 up to -1. This first character. If you see here, here is the implementation. Here are the indexes. In the same way, go at each character if the character is not equal to matching character, if the character is not equal to matching character, return from starting of the character to the character plus 1. This means, okay, if I eliminate this for loop, let's check how this is working. So it is giving me the character from starting to end. So this is stripping from right. So it's giving me the character. Oh, sorry, this break is there. It is giving me the character from starting to end. It is breaking this thing. But if I implement this R strip and question mark is there, I can do this. Something is there. R strip string is there, question mark is there. Okay. So I'm missing print. That's why my output is not coming. Print ANS. So comment this code and comment this code. Okay. So here, if you will see from this string, it has deleted all the characters which are in the right hand side. But technically, the way how I implemented this is what I have done. I am starting from the end of last character and I'm going till 1. What I'm saying is, if the character here is not matching this question mark, this means I am at the first character. I am at the first alphabet, not a special character. So I am taking the index of E, and what I am doing, starting from this index to this index, just slice it. The slicing concept which we have seen above, just slice this. Slice means take this part, put it somewhere. So it is taking this part and returning me to the output, and then I'm getting it in a variable answer and I'm printing it. And in the same way, what you can do, this is the L strip. Here you will see what it will do. Someone is asking a question. Please again explain the concept. Okay. So the concept is, if I tell you clearly, let me make it simpler. Start from 0. Okay. The concept is, given a string, you have to eliminate all the question marks from the right hand side. So what I'm doing, I'm starting from this last character, question mark, and I'm saying, if my character, this ch is a variable which is pointing to last index. If I'm saying the character which is at last index, the ch is so it is like s minus 20. It is like s minus 20, which is giving you the last question mark you have. So this is what here it is written. So it's saying question mark is not equal to the matching character, which is again question mark, but it is equal. So it will not enter inside the if loop. It will again go and check. So now this ch initially was minus 20. Now ch will become minus 19. In the same way, minus 18, 17 up to here. When it will come at e, what I am saying, okay, now you are at e, which means e is not equal to question mark, which is true. So if it will enter inside the if condition, and it will say, this is the first time I have found the alphabet. So this means I can start from the starting index. I can slice this from this up to this index, the index at which I found the alphabet, and give it to user. Okay. So as I told you, suppose that's why here I'm doing +1. There's a reason, because the slicing will skip last index. So it will skip this E and give me till C. But I don't want to skip this E because this E is the first time I found the alphabet. That's why I'm saying whatever the index of E is, just add +1. So it is slicing from here. I mean, it is in numbers. If you will see, it will slice from here to here, but it will ignore the last character. It will ignore the last index. So it is giving me technically from here to here. So let me make the slicing concept again clear. S equal to X equal to Norway. Okay. This is a string and I want to slice it. If you will S of 0, it will give me N. In the same way, this is the bracket notation, and if you and this ch is pointing to a number. If you will see how this range method work, I've already explained in the previous classes. This range is a completely different data type. I've explained in previous class. Just go and check. This in is a keyword. This ch is a variable. This for is a keyword. So what this range do? Range just generate number from x to x, x to x1. So range method just generate number from x to x1. Whenever you provide when you provide anything in range, it will just generate number. So here you will, if I again tell you range up to 5. Okay, print a, you will see it will generate iterator. So it is saying I have generated the number from 0 to 5. And if you want to iterate on it for each I in A, let me make it more clear, for each V in A. That's why I'm saying just watch the classes properly, print V. So it is saying I have generated number from 0 to 5, which means I will skip the last character, but I've generated number from 0 to 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how this range thing is working. That's why here I am adding 1 in slicing. So if let's come to string slicing. I am saying I need characters from, let me do one more thing for more clarity. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5th index is Y, 4th index is A, 3rd index is W, 2nd index is R, 1st index is O, and 0th index is N. Here I am accessing the 0th index, but when I am saying 0 to 3rd index, give me the characters. So what it is doing, here you will see it is giving me NOR, NOR. N is 0th, O is 1st, R is 2nd, 3rd is W. So what this slicing do, it ignore the last number and just give you the values from 0 to 2. That's why it is giving me NOR. That's why I'm incrementing 1. That's what I'm saying. First time I found E, just I want to slice from 0 to this index E, where to this index where my first alphabet is present. That's how the strip function is working. I hope now the things are very clear. Okay. Now again come to this part. This replace. One more method is there, replace. Here I have implemented replace as well. So replace, how this work? You will get a string, just provide the character you want to replace by what character you want to replace. So if I will say, I mean, again, I'm telling you, as a programmer, as a data engineer, I use these Python concept at various part of building pipeline. If I will show you the code base, you will get crazy, but it's a huge code base. I will show you, not now. So at every part you will see I'm using somewhere string, somewhere list, somewhere some modification, somewhere dictionary. Whatever the concept I will teach you in Python class, you will use it somewhere in building data pipeline, along with some other concept. So this Python lecture will totally focus on syntax and all. And in future classes, when we learn Airflow, you will see some kind of new syntax, some kind of new things, but you can relate. There's a Python in it. And some other topics which we will see, like data modeling and all, those are some theoretical concepts which you can implement when you build a data model inside a company. but I will try to make it more practical from my side. And some other PySpark and all those are again programming concepts. Some Linux commands, those are again programming concepts. Some cloud concepts, which are mixture of programming plus theory as well. So this is the how the things go. And one more thing, in data engineering interview, like my friend is recently giving interview some companies. Most of the questions were around, I mean, if they want you to test on the coding part, they will ask you the programming, they will ask you the SQL, they will ask you to write some Spark code if they really want you to hire as a Spark engineer. Plus, they will ask the Spark fundamentals, which are again conceptual thing, which are again not a practical thing, which are again conceptual. And practical means this, I mean code. And again, there are some questions around what are data warehouse, why we use this, what are dimensions, why we use this. So it's a mixture of theory plus code. And in data engineering, you use many tools. Like some companies use AWS, some companies use Azure, some companies use GCP, some companies use Alibaba Cloud, some companies use other cloud vendors as well. And then at every stage you use different tools. Sometimes if you are doing the data engineering, as I mentioned in my previous classes, there are 3-4 kind of data engineering. If you're doing data engineering on the analytics side, then you may be using SQL, much some other analytical tools like Power BI, Tableau, or some SSIS, something. If you are building backend system like what I do, so you will be, your data engineering is much focused on the coding part instead of SQL. SQL is there, but it's not that much. You will be building, you will be integrating your applications with the cloud. If you are working on the data engineering or the cloud engineer side or the infrastructure side, so you will be more working like a building CI/CD pipeline. You will be interacting more on cloud instead of writing code. You will be mostly writing the Linux or Bash scripts, integrating with cloud, building cloud application on the top of cloud. So these are many ways. But the fundamental of everything you see around your world, fundamental of everything is there is some piece of code written behind it. That's why the big tech companies focus more on how good you are in building logic. When you give a Google interview or Facebook interview or Amazon interview, even I have given the Amazon interview and I got rejected because I can't able to perform well. So they ask you mostly coding questions. They straight up start with the coding. This is a code, just write it. And this what we are learning, how we can, what we're learning on a screen is how we can understand the programming at conceptual level, but at last you have to practice to see how this is working. You have to practice at last. So yeah, there's one more function, replace, and this replace function is something like you get a string, replace it by this first character what you want to replace. Second argument represent by which you want to replace. So we will run this. It has replaced these backward these are backward slash by the empty character. If you will say it, replace it by underscore, it will do it. Now here I have implemented the replace function. How this replace is working internally. This is def, this is the keyword how we define function. This is my function name, and these are the arguments which my function is accepting. A, which is a string, value from what value we want to replace, and then replace value by which we want to replace. Here, as I told you, you can't modify a string. Always you have to return something. Always you have to return a new character. So what I'm doing is, here I am modifying A, which means I'm making whatever the string A is written, I'm just trying to modify it. Okay, replace means just replace it by something. But in reality, it is not making any changes in this string. I mean, here if you will see, you will feel like, okay, this is making some change in this A, but internally it is returning a new string. So I have created a new string. I have created a new string. I'm going again on each character and I'm saying if character matches my value which I want to replace, which is slash. If it match slash, what you have to do? New value equal to new value plus replace value. Okay, yeah. If it is match my value, this, then replace it by the new value. If it not, then just append the same character. So let me try run this. First, my ch is pointing to g. If g is equal to this backward slash, no, it is not equal to backward slash. You have to go in the else statement. What you have to do, the new r equal to new r plus ch, which means new r is a new variable. Now this new r is pointing to this, which is an empty string. Inside ch, the first character g is there. So my new r will become new r equal to g plus new r. So it will become new r equal to g. Initially it was empty string. Now my new r variable will become g. Again I am going to I'm stepping one character ahead. Then I am getting o. I'm saying, is my o is equal to this value? No, it is not equal to this value. What you can do, just go again to new r and append something. Now again new r reference is created and it is again implementing. Now the g will come here because now new r is referent. Now currently in my new r, g string g values there, but what you can do, plus ch. Now in my ch, o is there. Now my new r will become g o, and here is like g plus o. And how, why I'm saying it is creating a new reference every time? Let's check. As I told you, with the help of this id function, you can understand the reference. Let's delete it. Here you will see. Can you see? Every time a new r variable is created inside the memory. But you will see, when I'm accessing the first time, when I'm accessing this first time, I'm getting this allocation. But in the next time, when I'm iterating again and again, it is again creating a new allocation. But the reference, the two different references. I mean, first reference is pointing to this variable, new references are pointing to this variable. And I'm again making changes in the same reference. It's not like the string is, I am changing my string A. A is not changing, only the reference is changing. So this is how this internally was working. So yeah, let me explain you again. I am on G. Okay, G is equal to my backward slash. No, it's not equal to. Go to else. Add G in this empty string, or it will become G O G. What is spelling of Google? What is spelling of Google? Oh, GWGLE. Okay. So yeah. So it's Google Cloud. So yeah, again come to this. Now my character is matching this slash. Okay. Now I am here. My character is matching to the value which I want to replace. What you will do? There is something in new r, which is Google is already there in my variable new r. Instead of adding this value again, replace it by replace value, which I found, which I have put some dash. Replace it by a dash. Add a dash instead of this slash. Add a dash, and then just keep going on. Again, it will come to C. C is not equal to this slash. Just again add it. Okay. So if you will see, now it's become Google Cloud. Okay. The Google Cloud with this slash now become with dash dash. This is how the replace function is working internally. I hope you guys understood the concept, how this replace method is working internally. Now come to this. There are so many methods on a string. Okay, first thing is this. There are so many methods, like I guess 20 methods are there, and I'm covering every methods. Again, we have 20 minutes. I hope I will cover all the methods. It is up to okay, it is up to here. So quickly I'm covering all the methods. So these methods you should know. You should know these. You don't have to memorize it, but you should know the working of this method. So suppose you are solving a problem. You, instead of writing the whole code like I have written here, instead of writing this whole code, suppose you want to replace something, if you know this method, how this working, just use it. So this is the method. These are the arguments. So if I have to show you, a equal to p is a new variable, new string equal to a dot replace. Replace is a method. It is accepting 2 arguments. Again, it can accept more arguments if you will see. If it can, how it comes. I guess it will come in VS Code. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this replaces a method which accept first argument as a old string, as a old character, new means new character, count or something, many things it can accept. So if you will see, this replace method is getting one old new count -1 comma this again this slash. So it is getting 4 arguments, and there's an explanation of each argument. Count, support, indexes, and then little string. So yeah, this is, it is saying that how many arguments it is accepting and what it is returning. So you can explore it, but yeah, in general, if you will say, it is accepting 2 arguments, the old value which you want to replace and by which you want to replace. So it's like old and then new. Now come to this more method. So there is a one more function, index function. Now I am saying is it as a, yeah, now index method or index, let me make it index method on a string. So index is a method on a string. Sometimes we have to find out the index of a character. We can do this with the help of range as well, or for loop as well with built-in methods, but we can also find the index of a character. And with the help of for loop, you can also find the index of a character. Just iterate on this loop using a range function. Suppose you want the index of this character G. If you will match the G, just return the index. Suppose if you want to give the index of A, iterate with the help of for loop and with the range function. Range automatically generate a number from 0 to n. So I is at 0th index. Your variable is matching I? No. The character you want is I? No. Is it space? No. The variable you want is A? Yeah, it is A. It will give you 2. So that's what I have written here. We can do this with the help of range or for loop or with the built-in methods if we want to find the index of a character. But this built-in method index, so why not use it? So this is my string. This is my string, test string. And this is what I have written. The length of this string is 17. Again, come to this output. Output of this test string is equal to test string dot index cr017. There's a concept which I have to tell you, but first observe this concept carefully, then you will get to know the concept. Here I am saying, what is the index of this word cr? What will be the output? Can you guys tell me? What will be the output of this words? What will come in this output of test string? What will come? Come on, guys, quick. Just observe carefully. I told you how you can match the strings. Okay. Anyway, I'm telling you, if you want to search for the CR in this string, you will see something. Someone has written something. 3. No, Suhas, it's not 3. Okay, 3. Okay, 3 and 4. Okay, no, it's okay, got it. So 3, he's right. 3 is the index. So if you search for this CR, what you will get? Substring not found. Because why? You will find the C, but there's no character R in capitalized form. How it is working? It is working like this. I and space is equal to CR? No. Space and A is equal to CR? No. Is A and C equal to CR? No. Is C and R equal to CR? No. C is equal to C, but R is not equal to R. In the same way, it will go till the end of the character. If it will not find anything, it will throw error. It is saying value error. What is the error? Substring not found. So try to read the error as well. It is saying substring not found. This is a substring. It is saying substring is not found in my test string. Why? Because it is not present. So the index method accept 3 arguments: the character which you want to found, the starting index, and the ending index. That's why I put 17. The starting index is 0, ending index is 17. If you will not provide it, it's fine. But yeah, it accepts 3 argument. But if you will do this AC, you will see it will give you some answer, which is second index, because my AC is found at second index. So it will always return the first value where it is matching. It will not return you 2 and 3. It will only return you 2, because I and space is equal to AC. No. Space and A is equal to AC. No. But at this point, AC is equal to AC, and at what index the first character is matching? At second index. In the same way, if you will write this something like, CR, what will be the output with CR? What will be the output with CR? I mean, as earlier someone said, it will be 3, which is correct. So if you will see, it is giving me 3. But if you will observe carefully, there are 2 CR. First CR is here, first CR is here. Here, when argument come into picture, these argument, starting index and ending index, I am saying start from 4th index. Now give me the where you will founding CR. So it is saying I am founding CR at the value 12. So if there are so many characters, it will give you the first character. But one more catch is there. You should avoid using index method. Why? Because if your value is not found, it will throw error and your program will break. I mean, you can catch error exceptions, but I'm just saying. So there's one more method in string which do the same thing, but not throw error. I guess it is in a string, or let's see. I guess it is in a string. Now you understood the index method. Now let's come to this. I mean, I told you the strip function. There's something called casefold as well. Casefold convert a string in lowercase. Casefold is more aggressive than lower function, converting many more Unicode character to lowercase. Now understood this concept. Dot lower method was doing the same thing. It is converting a string into lowercase. Then why we need casefold? Because casefold also convert many more special character to lowercase. which means if you will do this, I'm accrued, but if you will do put at the rate as well, it will many more special characters. I guess, how can I give you example? I mean, if we do this at the rate here, I guess it will ignore at the rate. Yeah, but this is converting it to some other small case character. Some other small case character. So yeah, just understood this concept. There are some Unicode characters as well. Unicode characters means special characters as well. So what it will do, this case fold, it is more aggressive than the lower function. So it can able to convert many more Unicode characters to lowercase as well. So Unicode characters can be, I mean, if you see some keyboard, there are some characters, some special characters, some are, suppose there's a version of R is capital, it's small, but there's a different stylish version of R as well, like R with some slash dash, whatever. So this case fold can also able to convert it into lowercase. Now, if I have to give you the, here is one more inbuilt function, center. So center printer character by default use space as fill character. So what this means, it is I mean, it's useless. I'm just teaching you for the sake of teaching. You got a string. If you will put it center, there's a value argument to put, and then the value which you want to append left side, right side. What it will do, it will print your character. So it means center print your character, but by default use space as filled character. So if I will give nothing, okay, as a second argument, by default it is using space. By default it is using space. Apple, if you will give it 80, so it will, with the help of some x calculations, x coordinate, some JavaScript thing, so it will print your character in the center. It's useless. Count as well, count method we use many times, just use it. So it's a string, we use the count method. You want to count how many zeros are there in the string, so it will give you like, okay, so how many O are in the string? There are 2. How this count work? It is implemented here. So you're initializing count equal to 0 initially, or count is equal to 0, which is true. Currently you haven't seen any 0. You are looping on this string. In this I is a variable. Now I is pointing to capital I. Is capital I is equal to O? No, it's not equal to O. So just so it's equal, not equal to O. So what you have to do, it's not equal to O, you have to do nothing. But if it is equal to O, you have to increase the count. There are two ways of incrementing something in Python, which is equal to C equal to C plus 1, which means C equal to 0 plus 1. Now C will become 1. Again, next time when O is encountered, which is equal to C equal to 1 plus 1. Now C will become 2. This is the way you can encounter some, you will increase something, or another syntax is like C plus equal to 1. This is also the way you can use anyone. And this internal implementation will giving you the count, how many times the O is found in the string. In the same way, encode is there. So what does encode do? Encode method do? It will convert your string when you will into the bytes, byte type. So now this normal string, this when initially the type was, initially the type of this variable A was, initial type of this variable A was this. Initial type was this, and then initial type was of this variable was this string. Okay, I guess sorry, type A, yeah, it was a string. Initially the type was a string. But when you have used this encode method, it is converted to the byte type. So you now it is converted to the byte type. You can use it in the other forms as well. You have to do some byte operations. You can easily do it. I haven't used it anywhere so far in my career, but maybe someday. There's one more method which is ends with. So ends with is like it just give you true false as output, Boolean output. So I have to tell you ends with is upper. Okay, this ends with will give you the Boolean output, whether this string is ending with T. Yeah, it is. If it is ending with the character, you will get the answer. If it is not ending with the same character, so you will getting false. How this is working? It's just very basic common sense. You will say if a of -1, you will say if string last character is equal to the character which I provided. If it is that, then print print true, and else if it is not, then simply print false. So this is the way how it's working internally. I guess now you guys are getting context of these methods functions. Okay. Now come to this expand tabs. I can't able to found any way to explain you guys. You guys go and search yourself how this expand tabs is working, because I tried to implement this in this Jupyter in this Colab notebook. I can't able to see any output, so I don't know how it is working. Okay, one more method. Okay, so I was telling you find index was there to give you the index of the character which you will found. One more method is there, which is find method. So what is the difference in find and index? So difference is in the way they give output statement. The only difference is this, the way they give output statement. So find method can only be used with the string, but index method can be used with other data type as well. I guess when we will see list, we will again see this index method. String is I am a Groot, and you want to find the value, this gr. When you will do it, you will find it will give you the gr is present at the 5th index. Okay, I'm good. But when you want to try the gm, gm is present in this, what will be the output, guys? Can anyone tell me? gm is not present in this. You can clearly see what will be the output. Come on, fast. It is not present. I mean, maybe I assume some of you maybe have used it. gm is not present. So if it is not present in the string, if gm is not in this in this string root, what it will give you as output? It will give you -1. So, but what this index method was doing, if you will see, okay, so let me use the index method again to give you more clarity. Index of gm. Okay, what this index method was doing, it was throwing error. But what this find method was doing, this find method is, instead of throwing error, giving you output as -1 in a politely way. That's why use find instead of index with the string, at least, because it will throw error. If it is not present, yeah, I'm okay, give me -1. I'm fine with it. Now there is one more important method, which is format. There are many ways you can implement format, which we use many times with the log statement whenever we write our program. So we want to know we want to know the processing. So that's why there's a library logging library is there. With the help of logging library, we can see what is the status of our code, whether it is breaking somewhere or how many steps it has completed. So there we use the string formatting to log the program flow in a specific way. So, okay, the time is already 2 p.m. So let's take a break. I also want to take a break. After the break, again join at 2:30. I will start the class at 2:30. So we can have some time to waiting for other participants. Then we will study till 4 as well. We will be continuing from where we left on the next class. Yeah, we will be continuing from here itself. So I'm ending this class. Thanks for your time. Take a break and come back. Bye.